Okay. Sorry, can you guys hear me now? Okay, I think, yeah, there might have been some technical difficulties. But yes, as I was mentioning, we are looking for price to reach. Okay, perfect. Yes, we're looking for price to reach our intended target here, which is the top end of the range around 184, 100. And it seems like price is moving now. So it was kind of dribbling in this small consolidation zone here, around 8 to 10 pips. Now we're getting that push right before the 30-minute candle closure. So let's see how this develops here. Again, we can get we nearly had a full rejection on the 30-minute EMA tap here. The price is still in this small zone here. Again, we're looking for GJ sells. Once it reaches the 134 100 zone, we're not looking to sell right away. It's not going to be instant execution. Again, between 70 and 80% of the time, with our strategy and plan, we look to either do buy stops or sell stops. About 25 or 30% of the time, we're looking for instant execution orders. Now this one, how do we determine that? Well, for this case, right, every case is different. For this scenario, we have a 1 hour EMA above, which I've drawn out a horizontal ray for, so we can make sure we don't miss it in other time frames. But again, the idea is that the price, whenever an EMA is very close to either end of the range, we can look for the price to tap the EMA, right? So in this scenario, the EMA is above the range, so we can look for price to reach above the range, right? And it's about what, 4 to 5, well, it's now 3.5, 4 pips. So we can see, but from our entry zone, we're looking at it being around 4.5, 5 pips. So we're looking for the price to reach above and tap that. Once it does reach the area of interest, which is the EMA tap, at that point we can set sell stops, right? So again, it could be a very fast move, so we have to be very, very fast. I already have the entry and everything not placed, but I already have the screen open on my MT5, right? You can, again, depending on which platform you use, and I just have to go ahead and execute that, but not yet, right? So I need the price to go above my intended sell price and tap the EMA, and so I can set it, and we have a little bit of breathing room just in case, right? So that's safety lock in terms of making sure that the price moves above or below our stops, whether it's a buy stop or sell stop, and we have some breathing room, which is again is a safety lock for us. So we get that breathing room just in case if it moves 4 or 5 pips above, right? So if price reaches here and then it reaches 4 or 5 pips above, we can set our sell stop. So if price doesn't come back down and it moves back up, our trade wouldn't be activated, right? In certain scenarios, that could be the case, so we have to be very careful. So setting sell stops or buy stops in that order and in that fashion would be a better way of managing your risk and not having the trade activated with an instant execution all the time, and we being stopped out through a fake out or just a push up, right, or below, depending on the limit order, whether it's a buy stop or sell stop. So keeping that in mind, I do have everything ready on my MT5, just in case price makes a sudden turn. I do have an alert set as well, so that is always key as well to make sure you're notified if you're away from the screen, or even if you're on the screen and you're flipping through your other pairs. We need to be make sure of that. So again, price came right back down after the 30-minute candle opening and is going to tap the 30-minute EMA possibly again. Now again, the range is reaching the second touch, right? So it hasn't fully set out yet for us to take the second to third touch, right? So we have the one touch to one touch, second touch to second touch. Now we're looking for the third touch down, but the second touch has not fully formed, right? So this is an estimate here of price reaching here. And how do we know that, or how do we determine that, or how can we estimate or guesstimate that, is by the 1 hour EMA tap above, right? So since it's very close to the top end of the range, with the experience and everything in line, I've estimated that the price can reach here. If it can reach here, that would be a good indication for me to take an entry there, right? But again, it doesn't mean that the price can just drop down here, right? We're approaching London opening now, so anything is possible. And there is an EMA tab below as well, right? The 15-minute EMA tab is below the price, which can again signal us a possible reversal bias here, which we can take buys here, right? So again, our strategy is trading within the range, but this could signal us buys here if price does tap into here in this zone. So I should probably start looking into that since price is pushing down here. And we are about 5-6 pips away. So and since this EMA is right in line with our range, this would most likely be instant execution. So I'm just going to get this ready here. So 183 820 to 800. So this wouldn't be a buy stop if prices reach down here. So 183 800. Yeah, I want to start being more specific with how I'm going to be taking some of these entries on the stream, so there's no confusion, right? So some of them will be instant execution, some of them will not be instant execution. So this would be a sell stop. Yeah, right here. All right, let's see how price reacts here. So we are about, let's go to the 5-minute. Still caught up in this zone. But again, this will be instant execution. So I have my screen ready, guys, on my MT5 for this order to be executed at that time where it taps the 183 800, right? So with spread, it can activate earlier. depending on how far your spread is. But for right now, GJ is still caught up in this small consolidation zone. There's a 30-minute EMA tap and a 5-minute EMA tap here. So again, right here, 9-10 pip consolidation zone. But the reason why I reacted with this GJ buy here is because this certainty of the range looks pretty valid, right? And for that reason, I don't want to miss a good opportunity here. We can even catch about 20 pips here. So if it does spike out here, this will be an instant execution for at least 20 to 25 pips. And if price comes back up here, we can fill the the shorts, the GJ sell stops here for for us to get the price to move down here, right? So according to our analysis. So both ways we have a bias. In the long run, you'll see why that's beneficial. All right, so another 5-minute candle. Let's see how it pushes. Again, still in this small consolidation zone. Maybe price is waiting for London opening to make a big push. But again, now when London opening hits, right? So what I may do is I may erase one of the biases just because I don't want a huge fake out to occur during London opening, and it hurt our chances, or mitigates our risk differently, right? So we don't want to hurt our risk to such a level with a London opening fake out that it ruins the trade setup for us, right? So if price is close to our entry and London opening is, just in a minute or two, we need to take action. So let us be patient, but at the same time, be proactive, as we know that there's 18 minutes left for the London opening. And we still have a 15-minute candle to come in about 3 minutes. And a 50-minute EMA tap, waiting below the price, which is again very, very close, a couple pips away from our entry. Okay, great question. So would I consider entering via a buy limit or just into execution, as we have a situation right in front of us? So I've tried with both, right? I've seen sometimes, for example, in this scenario right here, sometimes in a split second, okay, we'll come back to the question, but right now price is coming to our entry. It's nearing our entry here. So again, I'm looking for price to at least reach 183,800. And It's almost there. So 183.816 here. We got 1 minute left till the 50-minute candle closure. So depending on your spread, guys, again, this is in instant execution. I will answer that question shortly, but we're seeing the tap here. But the main thing is that in a split second, price can move a large amount of pips. So when you're doing an instant execution, you save yourself versus a buy limit where, you know, it will tap and your order will be executed, right? So you can save yourself if there's a huge push down beyond reasonable doubt, right? From our entry point. So that's a great question. I've tried both ways. I found more success with instant execution in that regard. So you can see what works for you. But for myself, I've seen, you know, a split second, especially in a big move, in a big session, a split second could make a difference. And I can avoid that by making it instant execution versus a buy limit in this scenario. Okay, here comes the second push. This is last 50-minute candle before London opening. And here it comes. Okay, here we go. So you see, the price reached our entry point. So now, yes, I'm going to go ahead with, but you get the chance now, right, to enter. So the entry has been made now. So 183,800. But you see how fast it can push down. We have, you know, our we have the ability to control ourselves versus the buy limit order, right? So 183,800. I don't know why the text got deleted, so not looking for anymore. So GJ buys. Oh. 183,800. Right there. And we mentioned that we're looking for 20 to 25 pips. And it just crossed the 15-minute EMA. So 25,800. Oh, wrong one. Let's go here. Okay. So the top end of this side. So 23 pips. Right to the top. So 23 pips. And 23 pips down. So 183,570 is our stop loss. And 184.30, 184.030 is our TP here. Right, and it's just crossed the EMA here. Looking for the price to reject this. So 23 pips, 1-to-1 risk here. See the candle is very, very bearish here. You see, I took that chance with the 50-minute candle and the EMA tapping here. But in other cases, again, if you would like to wait for the, even the smallest candles to close before entering, that's also probable as well, right? But the tap here is what gave me a little bit of a hint to enter and to execute this order and fall right back into the range that it's been in. So in the last 11 minutes now before London opening, I'm looking for the price to again come back, reject the EMA, and reverse and come back and hit our TP here. That's what I'm looking for. The price, but again, yes, at times, if price, let's say there's no EMA tap here, and there's a big push on the 5-minute candle here, or even in the 50-minute candle on the small time frames, and there's no EMA tap, a secondary confluence here, I may have waited for the 5-minute to close, which we still have 1 minute left, or just now closed. I would have waited and seen how price is progressing before executing, right? We do understand that, the range is possibly active, but at the same time, there is a huge opening approaching, right, within less than 15 minutes. So a few things to consider here. But again, for me, personally is the rejection. I feel that the EMA will be the price will reject the EMA tap here and move it way up all the way to our previous high here for us to win this setup prior to London opening. So let's see. So we are in this. Again, this was an instant execution. Price is right around entry right now. Can we see a big push? Even on the 30-minute, it could be a full rejection. But let's see the 50 minutes right now. Okay, right at entry now. And now into profit. And again, we're battling with the London opening time now. So looking at price being right on entry or slightly in profit. And we need to see, can we get that big push prior to London opening, right? So we may close this trade out early if the trade decides to settle here and not give us that push that we need, right? And I felt it important to enter prior to London opening because I felt that the price not only will reject the EMA taps, right, the 30-minute, 50-minute, prior to London opening, but also give us that big push for us to win this trade. So let's see again, we're battling with time here, 8 minutes left before the opening. So let's see how we battle with time here. All right, so right around entry again, price is still sitting there. Around 7 minutes left to London opening. So this is quite interesting here. And again, from the EMA, the 50-minute EMA, just around 3 to 4 pips away. Now probably just around 2 or 3 pips away now. Let's see. Can we get that big push? We are approaching our last 5-minute candle prior to London opening. trying to get that big push out of GJ. In fact, trying to get 23 pips to hit our TP. But again, any thing close to that, I would take the exit just because London opening is right around the corner. So let's see. This is exciting. But at the same time, very interesting to see what happens here. Again, GJ is battling, right around the entry point here. Again, whenever price does battle around a significant area or an area which, proves to us that was significant because you can see previous areas of support here. But as we've drawn out the range, you could see that it was a significant area, right? So sometimes when you draw out your range and you may need to readjust or remodify in different time frames, you could see where price is rejecting and reacting. And that would be a critical zone. And again, the more you are on the markets, the more you're doing analysis on the markets, the better you're going to get with drawing out these ranges and these perfect ranges, I should say. And those will give you the opportunities, for better entries and better exits. Alrighty, so the last 5 minutes before London opening now, and we're still slightly under our entry point. So critical decisions are to be made very, very soon if we don't get that big push from GJ. We're about 5 minutes away from London opening. All right, so right at entry right now, and it's just price just is not, giving up on coming up or coming down. It'll be very interesting to see if the EMA does reject here, or if the price rejects the EMA and reverses here. Still some, 4 or 5 pips shy of that. Well, let's see. Okay, so it's right at entry now, price. And are we going to get that big push? So into profit now. You could see price rejected the EMA here, or at least for right now. Let's see if it fully rejects the EMA tap. Or maybe not. So let's see here. Again, price is sitting right at entry. We're just a couple minutes shy, right? So again, for all the ones, for all the members that are, watching the stream, and you don't feel comfortable entering London session, a high volume opening, then you have to consider closing out at break even, right? So I do feel confident about this trade because of the high time frame EMAs above, and the range hasn't fully developed, to the T, right? We could probably see the EMA, 1 hour EMA come down slightly right here. But if you don't feel comfortable, you can break even right now. But if you want to ride the ship here, again, just 2 minutes away from London opening, and I will be most likely holding at this point now, right? But price is right at entry. If you want to break even, you have the opportunity right now. Alrighty. So again, price is closing up right at break even. That's what it looks like. We're seconds away from London opening. And I will be holding, as I mentioned. So let's see what happens here. Just seconds away now. And here it comes. Okay, we're getting a little bit of a push here to the upside. Again, it's tapping the EMA right now, the 15-minute EMA, but again, we have the London opening push. So let's see if it rejects or it pushes through. We do have the 30-minute EMA above, as well as the 5-minute, and of course the 1 hour above as well. Right, very interesting to see how price will move here. So we're just a minute into London opening. Okay, we're getting a little bit of push here now. So just about 3 or 4 pips into profit. Could we see that tap on the 30-minute and 5-minute? Okay, so not doing much right now. Gives us a little push and it just, coming right back down into a smaller consolidation zone. So possibly rejecting the EMA towards the downside. But again, let's look for a closure here of the 5-minute candle to see how price reacts. Let me bring up the 5-minute time frame here. Okay, just a minute, a couple of minutes left before the 5-minute candle closure. And just under a minute left. Let's see how the 5-minute candle closes. Will it give us that push? Okay, so we are in about 6 pips in profit. Will it give us more? Okay, there's a 5-minute candle closure. Open up with no wick. Can continue to move up to give us that push to the next EMA, which would be the 5-minute and 30-minute, right around the same area. Alrighty. Okay, it's coming right down to entry. Why not? And let me just look at the candles up close here. So both candles, right, the previous two, the current 5-minute candle and the last 5-minute candle closure, both close with no wicks, right? So this can give us assurance that the price will come right back up and at least give us the tap of the 5-minute and 30-minute EMA here and continue to move up. And we're just 1 minute into the new 5-minute candle. It can definitely give us a big push here towards our 1-hour EMA, which again has dipped down. You can see as the EMA has dipped down now, right above, just a pip shy or maybe 2 pips shy of our top end of the range. Yeah, not even 2 pips shy. So you can see how it moved very, very close, right? And that's how we identify our instant execution orders as well, right? If the EMA lies within our range. But again, have to be careful. There are certain conditions that we need to follow as well. And I do mention those conditions in the course that I have. If you are interested, there is a description. The link is in the description, right? But still active in this trade, and GJ is just trying to get right back to our entry once again in the same 5-minute candle, right? So the current candle. Now it'll be interesting to see how the 50-minute candle closes here. You can see that it appears to be a rejection of the EMA here. But again, let's see how everything closes off here. We've been as much as, what was that, about 7 pips in profit. But certainly not enough, for such a move with aligning confluences. So we will just be patient here. Okay, so we're just 1 minute shy of another 5-minute candle closure. So price has broken, the entry point once again. And now it's gone back. Back at entry. We're in profit now. Let's see. Let's see how the 5-minute candle closes here. Could we get a continuation up? It is a significant, considering the time frame, it is significant support here. But it's also a significant opening. So what I could see here is this small range right here now forming. Right here. So this 10-11 pip range forming here now. And price has dipped below our entry now. And you can see here that price did come back and create a wick to not only fill the previous 5-minute candle, but the current 5-minute, it created a wick for it as well. Again, price is in this, 10-11 pip zone here now, which is where in which the range lies, right at our entry here, or the middle of the range. All right, back into profit again. Again, it's tapping and rejecting the EMA to the upside. Can we get a strong push? We are closing off the 50-minute candle in the next 4 minutes. So it'll be very, very interesting to see how this current 50-minute candle closes. Yeah. So looking to see how this current 50-minute candle closes, to really look at, whether we should close the trade, whether it's in loss, in partial loss, partial drawdown, or partial profit, or even break even. But it needs to push through this 50-minute EMA to give us, a better chance at winning this trade. If it continues to reject the 15-minute EMA, that'll be problematic for this trade, to develop fully. So let's see. You can certainly tap the 5-minute EMA. And if it does give us a good push above the EMA, then we're likely to, secure profits, and even hit TP possibly. Just 3 minutes shy now. Again, it's rejecting the EMA here. Let's see here. All right, let's see if we get a strong push here. Can the price close above the EMA? Got just under 2 minutes left. It's a very close call here. Just under a minute left. And it's right at the EMA tap. Tapping the EMA right on the dot right now. It's slightly above. Will it give us the big push? I mean, it might close right on top of the EMA as well, as it seems right now. Okay, so it closed right above the EMA. Right above. So that's again a very tricky call here. The good thing would be here is that there's larger time frame EMAs above, and with the price closing above, it can continue direction in the range as we have drawn out and continue to move up, right? So let's see, tapping the 5-minute EMA here. And then would be the 30, which is right around the same area. Can it give us the big push? Okay, so just tap the EMA now. So we are in about 8-9 pips in profit. Still looking for a bigger push. On the 1 hour, it looks pretty clean that the price can go all the way above. So I will be holding. Again, sometimes there's good chances and there's greater chances. Like just good setups and great setups, right? And for the greater setups, you want to go at least to your TP1, right? I know there's a lot of streamers that made, just cut off the trade after 5, 6, 7, 8 pips. I'm not here for that. I'm here to actually show you guys how to get, your targets and how to be reasonable with them, along with trade management, but not just closing out after 5, 6, 7 pips just to, appear to win a setup. No, we want to make sure that we're the real deal here, and that I show you guys the real deal and how it's actually done, and how it's done, by being profitable with the manner that I'm showing you guys, right? So one is just to win, and one is to actually win the correct way for you guys to practice those ways to become profitable yourself. Okay, so you can see that I tapped the 30-minute EMA, and we could see a rejection here, but again, whenever we do see an EMA tap, there will be a slight rejection. We do have the London opening push, in towards our direction, and looking at the 1 hour above gives us confidence to hold this trade out. But again, if you guys feel comfortable, right, as I know many are learning the strategy, or many are learning along the way, if you guys feel comfortable closing out in profit, go ahead, might as well. But I will be holding personally, just because, again, through experience and observation, understanding how pairs move in ranges with EMA taps above, is giving me confidence to hold this trade out. Now, one more push from GJ would be reasonable enough for me to, not have to worry about kind of closing out in drawdown or the trade pushing back down, right? We're getting a clean push, and our intended EMA taps, are already done. And now the trade is, nearing the last stages here towards the TP, right? So what is it now? Around 12, 13 pips. So it's very safe. Again, if you guys feel like closing, whoever's still holding, it's a good distance in pips. But I'm looking for one more big push to give me that close. Okay, that's a new 5-minute candle. Can we get another big push? All right, very nice. You look at the 1 hour here. Certainly can push up. Certainly can tap our EMA here, or sorry, tap our TP here, and us closing out the trade. Clean push, guys. Clean push. Clean entry. All analyzed live for you guys. And, barely 6 pips in drawdown. It was an instant execution order. And now we're 15, 16 pips in profit. Actually more now, as it's just pushing through. And again, I don't doubt that this trade can go to the EMA tab, but again, I will be closing out at the intended market, or intended mark, sorry. All right, very nice. Took someone had mentioned took yesterday longs on USD CAD using ranges. Perfect, right? So again, it will take some time to get used to ranges, right? Because we want to make sure we get the perfect ranges. But as you get more used to it and you better your risk, you will start getting it, right? And you will see that these setups happen over and over and over again. And it's going to give you enough chance, right? So you don't have to have FOMO, just have to have patience, even while you're in a trade. As you can see, we could have done many things and closed out early by being impatient or by not having the right experience. But once you have that tie down, the rest is just history. Look at that, guys. Perfectly clean trade. And yeah, you can close that at, what is it, 22.5. That's perfectly fine. A clean trade, a clean assessment here. And what was that? Am I looking for GJ sells at the top of the range? So yeah, so what we're going to be looking at here once it possibly reaches the top end of the range and the EMA tap is potential sells, right? But now we're going to be we're going to have to be careful now, because as you can see that the price did come back down here before it was going to go ahead and tap the 1 hour EMA. So we have to be very careful on here now and to look at, is there higher time frame EMAs above, right? We can see the 2 hour EMA right above here as well, right? And then the 4 hour is much above. So will it give us a bigger push, which is a potentially fake out? You have to be careful with that. So now because I took this entry, I wouldn't be that certain to take the sells yet, right? So that's something that you have to watch out for, and then see from there. But again, our safety was that the price was going to reach that EMA. So even though the price dipped down, that gave us kind of more of a guarantee that the price will come back up, right? Because we were looking for those buys. Since price dipped back down to our entry point, which was the bottom end of the range, it gave us that comfort to take that entry more so than take the sells, right? So I'm comfortable with this, entry for today, or for at least London session, and we'll look back to take. I'll look back to take more during New York opening, but again, that won't be streamed. Just looking to stream the London sessions for now, and we'll see how everything works out as more members start joining and watching the streams. We'll see how we take it further. But price kind of played is playing games right here, because we're nearly to RT. What, 20 pips? What is it, 20? Yeah, so it was nearly half a pip away from our TP. But that's why you got to have the finger on the trigger, right? Sometimes it may just be a pip or 2 pips shy, but you can close out, right? We don't need to hold out all the way through, only to see a fake out or, price dip down fast against our move, right? But for this scenario, you can certainly see that price can definitely come back up here if you guys weren't able to close. But again, have to be careful. Even if you're a pip or 2 pips shy, even 3 pips shy, and even if it's a clean move, you can close off, right? You rather lose 1 or 2 pips than you lose 10, 15 pips, right? So be very careful with that. Again, appreciate the kind words, guys. Now I'll stay here until until another 4 minutes or so to close off the 30 minutes. Let's see how price moves here. But again, I am out of this trade, guys. We're looking to see if price does come back down, or sorry, does come back to the 1 hour. But again, we still have about over 30 minutes for the hour to close, right? So sometimes you may see a spike at the end of the hour before it's closing for us to see maybe the 1 hour EMA tap, right? So sometimes it may take the last 5 or 10 minutes, before the hour closes before we see a big spike. That's again very standard with GJ at least. Let's take a look at USD CAD here. So yeah, nothing major on USD CAD, at least for the London session. So it was in a range earlier during the Asian session, which was actually a really nice range forming out. But right now it's still battling to be in a range or in a larger range, and nothing major. Okay, you can see GJ come right back down. Now will it close below the EMA for the 30 minute here, or will price come back up and spike to the top? So I'm going to see if price has come back up to the top here in the next few minutes. We can assess the sells here, but I may not stay that long just because we secured the win. Again, for the streams, I'm only trying to show you guys a 1% risk, a low to medium risk trade with a 1% risk, and how we battle, the trade while we're active. And, the rest is just history, right? So we need to make sure we're actively managing the trade. As you can see, if you didn't close out with me at the top, you could see it's nearly down 10 pips, right? Even though if it comes back up, but we don't need to take that risk for 1 or 2 pips of being shy from the entry, right? The main thing was our entry was pretty clean. You know, we still had how many pips was that? About 17 pips before it hit our stop loss. Clean entry, clean setup, clean execution, clean understanding of the EMA's involvement with the range, how we use that to our advantage, how we're still using it to our advantage with the 1 hour EMA up top, which is lining up with the top end of the range. So all of these things play a role, right? And your risk management and your trade management, how you move your stop loss and so forth, right? So this trade is actually done, but I would have moved my stop loss. This 5-minute candle moves so fast that we closed out at the top here. But what I would have done is at this point, at the halfway point, right, when the price was battling right here, I would have stopped it to break even, right? Because it broke this part right here, right? When it broke this part, because we do need that breathing room when it does, you know, settle in a consolidation zone within our you know, our take profit. So within that zone, it could have came right back down to our entry, and we would have lost that trade. But because we held on, and the 5-minute candle just flew up, gave us that exposure to the top side, and we closed out rather than moving the trade to break even. We didn't need to. Right? So here is the new 30-minute candle. You can see now it's battling in this consolidation zone. So very evident that the price can come right back up and get TP for anybody that was holding off to right to the 23 pips. But again, you have another chance to close out, right? So that's what 1, 2, 3 chances now to close out 20 pips above. Right, not too bad, guys. And guys, if you guys did appreciate the stream today, I would appreciate if you guys can like the stream. It does help with the algorithm. I am trying to create a following on the for the YouTube live streams and just overall YouTube. And I will be posting again some short form and long form content in the coming week and weeks and hopefully months, trying to gain a stable ground on the social platforms. But again, every like is appreciated and does help out with the algorithm. That's just how YouTube works. And let's see if YouTube closes out here for all the ones that still held on. And you guys got a 4th chance here if you haven't closed out the trade. So I'll give it another minute or so, guys, before I leave the stream. And if anybody did take the trade, could you guys type 1 in the chat just in case, if you guys did take the trade. I'm just trying to get more engagement, in the chat. And if nobody took it, that's perfectly fine. Again, learning happens in different ways. It's not always taking the trade. Okay, so we did have somebody perfect. Again, more to come. We are on a winning streak. And oh wow, price is literally battling out the 22nd and 23rd pip, which was our intended take profit here. But I wanted to hold on just to show you guys that it should cover up, the 23 pips. just in case somebody didn't get a chance to close out. You had 3 or 4 or 5 chances now, and there you go, guys, right there, right there. Clean push, clean entry. Hopefully you guys got a clean analysis from what I've the way I've analyzed it. But the markets repeat this over and over again, guys, and we'll be back for more. Right, we're gonna hunt the charts actively, at least for London session live streams live on YouTube, and we'll go from there. But this is the trade for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and we'll be back next week now. Since today is Friday, we'll be back Mondays to Fridays, 1 hour prior to London opening. Right, see you guys. Take care and have a great weekend, guys.